My name is Ashlee Byrge. I grew up in Harriman, Utah, born and raised.
Stuff for them to handle. Byrge picks it up. Has the ball in hand now. Great little bit of a run.
We were one of the first ones out here. I actually lived in a trailer when we first came out here while the house was being built, but there was nothing out in Harriman. So we created something out of nothing, and I think I carried that throughout a lot of my childhood. There was a lot of times that I just made my own way. I started playing rugby, I started watching rugby when my brother played for Highland. It was a national award-winning team here in Utah, very well known in our community and in rugby communities across the country. But there was something about rugby that I just loved it. It made me happy, it made my family happy, it made my family proud. In high school, there wasn't any girls' teams. It was probably 2011 or 2012 that we got a group together and started the first high school girls rugby team, and that's where it all began. And when I really wanted to play rugby, I knew if there wasn't an opportunity for me, I had to create one. We just started conversations. Look, we've got the desire to play. Can you help us find a coach? Can we make it happen? And it was kind of like in the blink of an eye. They said, here's your platform, now make it what you want to make it. Look, rugby, you can be any shape, size, whatever, and we're tackling each other. It was different than anything else I had ever experienced. It gave me confidence. I loved wearing a dress to school before a game and then putting my uniform on and wrestling in the mud. I loved being tough. That's what really brought me to the sport and something that I think I really enjoyed. After high school, I actually ended up playing Division II rugby for Davenport University. A lot of accomplishments there. We won 2 national championships for 15s and 2 national championships for 7s, and it was a really incredible experience. My future was really important to me, so finding a way to be stable within that was something I held very high. And my family, there's 5 generations before me that were in the military, and this was the first generation that nobody had joined. When I had heard about the World Class Athlete program, it kind of clicked a lot of things for me. I wanted to represent my country any way I could. I think dedication is something that was bred in me from the day I was born. My father was a U.S. Marine. He's a retired police officer. He was on the SWAT team, a leader in all of those aspects, and he really taught my brother and I that anything you give yourself to, you give it fully, and I knew that that was just something in me that I was proud to do and I was willing to do. I had 2 uniforms at one time that were representing my country in different ways, and there's not many people in the world who can say that they've done that. When I was done playing rugby, there's a bit of a shock to yourself. I had dedicated my life to this since I was 13 years old, so when I knew I was done, I felt a calling to come home. Utah is really special to me, and I knew that while I was transitioning through a pretty hard place in my life, that what I needed was here. I got a call from my collegiate All-American coach to come help out with Utah Warriors.
Look where you're passing, it's the right idea, just pop it up.
I was the first, female boys high school rugby coach in the state of Utah, so that felt really incredible to me. I'm somebody that they might not have expected to be their coach. This short, little, blonde-haired, blue-eyed female, coaching these 6-foot high school boys. But when they connect with me and they understand how much I care and what I'll do to help them get to whatever their goal is, rugby or not, they really buy into that, and I think it makes them better rugby players as well as people.
Good pressure on D. Play through, finish the rep, play through.
I coached for the U18 Academy. That was part-time for about a year. Till then I was offered to come on with the Warriors full-time and start to run their youth program.
All the way out, outside of our body like this. So right now we're kind of catching it like this in our body, right?
The Junior Warriors program is something I never even dreamed of it being, especially in my first year full-time. We reached 10,000 kids last year, just in the state of Utah, and that's something that I would have imagined doing in 3-4 years' time. Everything I do right now, day to day, is innovation. I'm bringing something new to kids and teachers and parents. They've got no idea what rugby is, so I have to be innovative to find a way to present this to them that They feel comfortable, they feel safe, they feel confident that they can learn all of the rules because their first experience ever with me is going to be their first experience with rugby. I would say that Utah Built to me is pioneering. I knew where the end goal was, but there wasn't anybody, really right in front of me saying, take this step and the next step. And the reason that pioneering is the closest to my heart is I created my own path, my way of creating my own journey. I am Ashlee Byrge, and I am Utah Built.